Previously.
This is my first time in a Ford Mustang GT to be exact. Holy moly, that is nice!
Currently.
Once you go American muscle, there's no going back. Unleash the Eagles! Enter the latest in the Mustang Performance Series, the Dark Horse. Something that's for the streets, but also track capable too, and everything in between. My name's Taye. I'm dressed like a Corvette driver for this video, but don't let that distract you from going wild in the comments. Let's get into the review. Okay, we definitely have to chat styling for this vehicle. Now, what differentiates it from a normal S650 Mustang GT? Well, all the little additions and track accompaniments all allude to this vehicle having a very brooding presence on the road. I mean, it's even in the name, Dark Horse, so it all ties together. In front, we have a redesigned front bumper, and under the tri-bar headlights, looks as if the Dark Horse is wearing a mask of sorts. You get various air dams as well as nostrils and channels that send air to the various coolers, and even the intake system which feeds the very hungry throttle bodies. On the bonnet, you get Dark Horse decals, you get a hood vent as well. Move along to the side, we have these rather lovely anodized 19-inch wheels with some pretty thick rubber, might I add. You get this very cool Dark Horse badging as well, and that's another thing I need to mention also is that you don't see any Ford badging on this car as well, you know, the cursive Ford font. You get the Mustang Horse, which is anodized in the front grille over there and on the steering wheel, but the rest of it is the Dark Horse badging. We also have lower side skirts and that unmistakable Mustang silhouette. The S650 just looks so good from the side, like taking pictures of it from that angle. Move to the rear, you get quad exhaust tips with the new rear diffuser, and you also get a rear spoiler too. This all ties together beautifully, especially in this color over here, which is blue ember metallic, which is blue, but then when you shine harsh light onto it, like sunlight for example, you get this orange metallic flake, which actually looks really rad, I must say. The cockpit of the Mustang Dark Horse. Now this is a rather digital interior indeed, and this is evidenced by the two slabs of touchscreen infotainment and instrument cluster right over here. The instrument cluster is a 12.2-inch unit, and the infotainment system is a 13.4 unit, and it features Ford Sync 4. As well as part of the whole package, you have Unreal Game Engine tech, which is for the transitions as well as the animations and graphics for the infotainment screen. It's just my only issue with the infotainment is the fact that it could do with maybe a bit more processing power or perhaps RAM, just to make it a bit more snappier. Like entering the My Mustang menu over here takes a bit of time to get into it when the car is off, and let's say you want to put your exhaust on maximum hectic whack and irritate your neighbors, it takes a little bit of time to do so. This is paired with a 12-speaker Bang & Olufsen system. It's a rather nice system, I should add. You're going to be listening to the exhaust a lot more of this vehicle, so maybe the Bang & Olufsen system might have been a bit overkill, but when you're cruising about, the whole interior, you have a mixture of soft touch, hard textured plastic, as well as vinyl materials in the cabin, as well as leather to boot. In the seating here, you have this blue stitching with these indigo blue inserts and a bit of Alcantara as well. And when you pull the hydro, you get the feel of, thank you car, the leather handbrake over here on the handle pretty much. You also have this lovely flat bottom steering wheel, which has a nice thickness to it as well. It's also wrapped in leather, as well as this other material as well. I'll put it up on screen when I find out what it is over here. You also have your multi-functions and even your drive mode select buttons over here, so you can do that on the fly. The interior doesn't feel cramped. It actually feels pleasantly spacious as far as coupes go. The only thing is, if you skipped leg day, you may be able to fit in the rear. Yeah, it's a bit cramped back there, but it's kind of expected for sports cars that are 2+2 format, much like this one. So it's pretty much reserved for grocery duties over here. But yeah, overall, this is quite an American interior, I should say. Could the fit and finish be a little bit better? I'd argue so. It could reach the levels of German quality, but This is as Ford as can be. It's the blue illumination hues, it's just the bings and the bombings as you've heard right now, and yeah, I quite like this interior.
Listen to it. In track only exhaust mode, full whack. You can't beat a good American V8. That sound, that torque swell, just bruteousness. This is American muscle. I'm so glad I get to experience so many different kinds of cars. And this is one of those unique cars, especially with the times that we're in. Everything is erring towards EU regulations. You know, California says, no, you can't do this because it's too noisy. It's, so many things involved, but straight fun. That's what the Dark Horse is. So yeah, I do have to apologize. Johannesburg is pretty wet at the moment, so experiencing this car just in the time that we had, I wish I could push it a little bit further, but my driving impression is going to be a little bit tainted by the fact that, yeah, we've had to deal with wet weather. Now, compared to the GT, you still get the same 4th generation Coyote V8, but you get strengthened con rods that have been lifted from the Shelby GT500. That makes 760 brake horse. I will translate that into kilowatts here. So what are the results of all these modifications? Well, you get 334 kilowatts and 540 Newton meters. And the eagle eyes amongst you will know that, hey, that's not much of a power bump compared to the Mustang GT. But no. Where this shines, the Dark Horse in particular, is the software and the tuning. The way this engine feels, it's a bit peppier compared to the GT that I showed off a little bit earlier. So all of that is channeled to the rear wheels via a 10-speed automatic. And this is where I'm going to give minus points to the Mustang in that I don't think the 10-speed auto is that suitable for this application. Like, in the cruiser sense, it's pretty much fine, and I guess it's okay in the GT. And yes, it's a little bit snappier in the Dark Horse thanks to all the software and tuning and all that. But I reckon a dual clutch gearbox would have been a bit better, maybe a ZF8 speed. Everything has a purpose, every vent on this vehicle. You got cooling for the 6-piston Brembo brakes. You also get oil coolers in front. You also get a cooler for the rear differentials, a Torsen differential, might I add. It's only been a day and I'm below half a tank, but you can't help yourself with pushing this car. And let's actually segue into the fuel economy segment. So what is the fuel economy for this vehicle? It's yes per 100 kilometers, but to seriously tell you, clean fuel consumption for this vehicle is 12.9 liters per 100 kilometers. But when you do behave with this vehicle, which I highly doubt you're going to, you can get within the 13s range. So part of the Dark Horse treatment is you get larger rear sway bars. You also get heavy duty shocks in front, and you get the Magnaride dampers. So how does this all feel? Yes, you can adjust the dampers because they are adaptive and such. And it's actually pretty compliant on Joburg roads, I must say, because yeah, they're pretty bad at the moment with the rains and all that. But slap it into sport mode and the steering sharpens, the suspension tightens up a little bit, and this just feels razor sharp. It wants to dart around, as evidenced by this back and forth that I'm doing here. And the steering feel is heavy. It feels so lovely, especially when you're pelting the car. There's also bracing out the wazoo as well. You get K bracing in front, you also get strut tower bracing and such as well. And just how they've handled the tuning of the suspension in that respect, it's very track focused, which is the purpose of this vehicle, but you can also enjoy it on the streets as well. And this also leads into a point that I wanted to mention about this vehicle, in that compared to some other radical sports cars that I've driven recently, such as, BMW M5, Merc C63, Audi S8 and all that in between, the thing is with the Mustang, I enjoy this at every speed. You can go up to 60 k's an hour and then it's always a little bit of a ride, especially when I can adjust the exhaust over here and put it in max whack. And everything just opens up. You hear the soul of the horse and everything in between, and just, even at this low speed as well, it leaves a grin on my face.
Despite the detuning and desire for a manual gearbox, the Dark Horse oozes soul and character. It was a riot to have during the test week, and even dressing up as a stereotypical muscle car owner in America for this video made it all for a fun experience. It's great that cars like this still exist. Anyways, that's it for the moment. If you enjoyed this sort of video, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to the AutoTrader South Africa YouTube channel so you don't miss another video. And don't forget, if you are looking to buy or sell a vehicle, AutoTrader is your #1 marketplace. Take it easy, people. See ya.